We all know that some of our paintings end up in the bin because we start with a vision and we simply could not deliver our best. And then there are days when we start an experiment and then it feels like, looks like I'm onto something here, and we create a work that becomes part of our final collection. So here's an example of a painting that I started as a trial, but I ended up including in my final collection. And when it comes to the question of what goes in the final collection and what doesn't, it's not about the errors you make. It's about that extra quality that you feel it's there that makes the painting worthwhile in spite of all the errors. So I had a similar experience today and I'm really excited to share today's video. And let me tell you this, the concept of experimentation and concept of a trial painting did not come naturally to me early in my career. Earlier, everything that I started was a final painting, and yes, a few things did end up in the bin. So whenever I started something, I painted with a determination to succeed, as if my life depended on it. And that played a key role in exponentially increasing my learning in a very short period of time. It's just like, if you're training for a race, you run every day thinking it's your final race. So this mindset does toughen you. So where does the idea of a trial painting and experimentation fit in? I warmed up to these things only later in my career when I studied techniques and colors in greater depth. I started to do trial paintings to develop a palette, and sometimes to develop a technique, and sometimes just to build muscle memory. So this painting started as a trial. I was trying to experiment, and when I started, I was feeling better with the results, so I decided to make it a final painting. I usually don't use this paper as my final paper, but this is one of my trial paper, and I'll give you the name. And so yeah, and I'm happy with the concept and the way it turned out. So this is something I will use as my final work. So let's go over the colors we used. So starting with the yellow, a bright yellow, and that's a lemon yellow from whole vine, and it has a little bit of actually lemony greenish tinge to it, and that's what I liked. And the combination with quinacridone, quinacridone opera, which I will show you in a minute, turned out to be beautiful. So lemon yellow, and the next color was the quinacridone opera. And again, I had a struggle to take in bright rose, which is my favorite color, but it is a bit fugitive. So although I haven't seen any of my paintings suffer in the color quality, but if it says it's a little less permanent, then it likely is. And as much as it is my favorite color, one of my favorite colors, I don't want to repent in the long run. So this was quinacridone opera, which I feel is a good substitute. The next color was the quinacridone gold. I think I ran out on my palette. Let me just... And beautiful combination, all three of them, I mean, if you use these colors anyhow which way, whichever combination, I think the results are likely to be beautiful. So quinacridone gold. And then coming to the greens, olive green was the next color. Almost black in the mass tone, and then it gives a beautiful golden green. See how wonderful that is. And the other green was the sap green. Sap green. This is a green. A rich green, again from whole vine. This whole palette is from whole vine, and that's about it. So I really enjoy doing this, and like I said, this is supposed to be one of my experiments, and as I started to do, and you can see this one is not a block, and that kind of also restricted me a little bit. But regardless, I'm happy with the results. So I hope you will give this a try, and I hope you enjoyed this session.